Hello, Alphino. What's up? That is not a journey I soon wish to repeat. What's the problem? But I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of all their efforts is at hand. I must see to the preparations of the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services. I am certain the antecedent will be relieved to see you free of other duties. Yes. What do you want, doing, Phila? Greetings. Alphino tells me all to place this begin this trial company. The Scions shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here at the Rising Stone. Tataru is cooperating with Alphino to see that all is in readiness. So I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own devices. Okay. Quite a number of new faces have arrived in Revenant's Toll as of late. And I wonder if Slathborn might not find himself overwhelmed. What can I do for you? I thought you'd have your hands full helping out with this new arm of the Scions. I barely noticed your recruits arrive. It was barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passed through here every day. While I appreciate your offer, it is more your burden that concerns me. I'm told this trial company will answer directly to the antecedent, so I trust this means less work for you in the long run. Slackborn, a shipment we couldn't. What's the problem? What happened to the shipment? And those wounds. Alright, what to do? The heretics are involved, and this is like to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed. How did these supplies originate? House Fortemps. We collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper. Understood. I shall see that they are apprised of this development. Were you not on good terms with the Knights of House Fortemps? I'll be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I would also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize I contradict my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but I need someone who can help bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Ishgard are far too important to risk half measures. Sure. Thank you for understanding. I'm certain Lord Hodgefront will be glad of your assistance. I have to go where now? To Dragonhead. Okay. Oh, there you are, Archfront. Well, if it isn't fine friend Patios, would you care for a plate of roast Karaku? Some mulled wine? Oh no, I see you have not come into the hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was in fact on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Revenant's Toll, and I suspect the timing of your arrival is no coincidence. Lord Hedgephon awaits confirmation of the reason for your visit to Camp Drumhead.
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurthus soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Forton does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts. 'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait? Hallone's blessings be upon you! Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long. Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
Travel to Whitebrim Front. Let's use my snow bear. With its snow ability. Yeah, go to Whitebrim Front. Still over there, right? I'm assuming I can't enter Foundation, whatever this is. What's Foundation? Can I enter the Foundation, or is that going to be leaving the game? That's probably going to be later in the game. So yeah, I can't get to the next region at this point in the game. The problem likely I'm gonna be upstairs. Higher up. Alright. There you are, Vermont. Thought you would ask me, pray, speak plainly. I'm a man of action. No honored words. I'm sure the band of thieving heretics, you say, by the fury. But you do seem distant to cross paths with those villains. I must confess, it is sad, true, that the wilds hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their numbers. They strike swiftly without warning, and our canyon have to evade our most able trackers. But it's not merely their newfound organization that confound us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. I know not the manner of influence this Iceheart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of righteous terror. This is an unsettling and unnatural disease. Perhaps you would care to explain one of their recent victims? As fate would have it, your arrival came moments after a traitor was waylaid on the road. A patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he was regaining the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some small detail that could aid you in your task. Alright, let's go speak to that merchant. I think it's faster if I go up, right? Go up. And then just go down. Merchant should be in here, right? Where are you, merchant? Upstairs? There you are. Oh, mistreated merchant. Tell you what happened. Not yes, of course, I'm quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly blackhearts. I was traveling my usual route to Whiteburn Front, when all of a sudden, blows sent me reeling. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground, and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystals, they were taking everything. It was then that one of them noticed my bleary gaze and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Before darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that is where they were hauling my goods, but they'll not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They'll tell me it was a miracle I survived after all, and I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. So you were hit with a mace in the head and you survived? You're lucky, man. A mace would normally crush your skull. A mace to the head would literally crush the skull, so it's remarkable he even survived that. Okay, it's not too far. What's over there? What's this? What's this place? Behemoth's Dominion? What? Oh, is there like Behemoth? Can you fight a boss there called Behemoth? Okay. There's nothing here though. It's basically a dead end. Unless it's a time limit spawn or something. It says Behemoth's Dominion. I'm assuming there's a boss battle that appears there. Oh, it's gonna be a dungeon? During their night. Alright. I draw your weapon file. Wait, I recognize you, Richard. You are from Seeking Heretics? Yes. Then we shall share a common purpose. We were on patrol when we chanced across one of the patrolling raiding parties. Pursued them here. By rights, we would have had them cornered in this ravine, yet they are gone, vanish like icy reefs. They probably went inside the cave over there. Or they're on top. A glimpse of women atop the cliff. Could it be Iceheart herself come to sneer at our folly? To where she disappeared, the heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall. Some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We have not been meant to risk our further mission. It would be best if we were to return to Whitebrim and lay our suspicion before Lord Drillmont. Alright. Let's speak to Lord Drillmont then. Yeah, I'm assuming there's an entrance to there. There has to be a dungeon entrance somewhere, right? Oh wow, I just noticed there's enemies on top of there, but you can't reach them unless you fly. And there's this guy here who's like researching ice. So unless you have flight, it's impossible to get up there. That's pretty cool. Now there's areas that you can only access by flying, which is pretty cool. Where's this guy going? The heck is that? It's a spinny Beyblade? Spinny top? It's like a blizzard. Just gotta get over this mountain. Brim should be right on the other side. Right down here. Hello, Drillmont. Appears I owe you my thanks once again. The surviving knights spared no detail in their report. The men you found in your Stormcloak were some of the finest, that they should be bested so handily. Fear, I have woefully underestimated the threat these heretics posed. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must ask that you put aside your mission consideration. Consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. It would be ill-advised to blunder unprepared into what may well be the very lair of our own enemy. If we return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Hartrafont of your discoveries, he will wish to plan contingencies of his own. As for Iceheart, the freezing heights of Stormcloak will not shield them from our justice for long. Right, we'll go back to speak to Hartrafont. I can teleport there, so that's fine. Another cutscene.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody. But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart? Indeed, and this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche. On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Okay, I have to go back to when Revenant's Toll. Let's go back. It's good to see you return to Twa. How fared you in frozen wastes of Cortez? How's fortunate is to send us a second shipment? I must send thanks to Lord Hartrafon for his continued generosity. Yet even as our town grows in prosperity, I fear it will attract ever greater numbers of those who would do us harm in the name of greed or power. All of us, Alphino's new recruits included, must remain vigilant against such threats. Oh, these are pretty cool. I'll get this though. Talk again to left. Forward. Edward has news of the progress in the inaugural ceremony moment. While you were away in Cordias, preparations for the inaugural ceremony were all but completed. Although Tataru does yet seem somewhat flustered. I've taken enough of your time. Why don't you head into the Rising Stone and see your frantic receptionist could do with a hand? Sure. Now let's go to Rising Stones. Hello, Tataru. How's things going? These parchments need to be sorted, and these documents, why are they even here? Oh, I'm sorely tempted to file the lot in my waste paper basket. You startle me. You wish to lend a hand? Splendid! Would you be there and hand these uniforms to the new recruits? They're scattered about Revenant's Toll, and I haven't the time to track them all down. The recruits know to don their garb immediately and assemble here in the Rising Stones. You'll want to report directly back to Alphino if you don't wish to miss the ceremony. I wonder if the Scions will ever have matching uniforms. A well-funded organization is a well-dressed organization, I suppose. Yeah, so they're just outside. Hello, Yu Hase. Those who believe this company will see no riches are short-sighted fools. You're giving it your own forth. That's good. Sign my name to the cause. Here's your uniform. There you go, Yu Hase. Explain that again. What's organization? Where the heck is he? Is he up here? Oh yes, he's up here. Orantis. Thought to best make my fellows here. Well, I admit I have no idea what they're supposed to be doing. Why are you trying to mimic them? They're looking out for possible attacks. Okay, let's do that. It's lookout, right? Let's mimic them. Anything here? Anything here? No? Okay. As the last retired from the adventurer's life, though I shall miss his wisdom and responsible spirit, I am excited to forge my own path for the future. Here we go, and over. Ah yes, thank you. Truth be told, the thought of pledging myself to such a lofty organization is somewhat intimidating. You're all gonna have some beautiful uniforms. Hello, Ryle. Here's your uniform. How many people did we recruit? Seriously. I'm sure she'll be fine after making a few adjustments. Yes. Go red. Here's your uniform. Got your uniform. Here you go. Sure, I'll go into custom today. Extra cloth. Yes. For me, I got your uniform. Oh, nice martin country when it's full. Yes. Here it comes. Another. It's an order says no harm in your hands. I will wear it with pride. Where's... Oh, there you go. There you are. Alright, Miss Scarlet Garden marks me as a proud member of Maelstrom. And a hardy defender of Wilson was yet in truth, I stand for the betterment of the realm. Shall this new company find the opportunity to contribute on a grander scale? Well then, here's your uniform. Now that's a striking shade of blue. Put alongside my Maelstrom uniform, my wardrobe will certainly not lack of for color. Yeah, because you're in two different organizations at the same time. Makes sense. Right, let's go back to Ilbred. Ilbred? How you doing, Ilbred? I don't believe we met. I'm Ilbert, and I will have the honor of leading my fellow recruits as captain. What should I lose to the Calamity? And I look forward to aiding those in rebuilding their lives. There you go. Here you go, Ilbert. You affirmed your shrewd decision. There is no easier method of creating a common bond among what is essentially a band of strangers. We'll go to the Rising Stone. Desert mentioned you were handing out uniforms. I assume you've now met with the rest of the recruits? Yes. Some few answered the call to arms I put forth. Truly established grand companies and such. We are not yet an army, but there's such much as a small corps of allied warriors can achieve. Did I mention I thought of a name for a company? It is my hope that it shall soon be known across the breadth of Yorza. The moment of truth draws near. Once the last of the recruits have gathered, I shall make the official announcement.
Comrades, Your presence here this day signifies the momentous choice that each of you has made. With your strength now pledged to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are beholden to no single nation. You stand as the vanguard for a united Eorzea. From this moment forth, I declare you Crystal Braves. Let us mend this fractured realm and face our enemies as one. Whether it be the Beastmen and their primals, or the conflict in Carteneau, it is plain that the nations of Eorzea cannot solve the problems which plague the realm. Thus does it fall to some few heroic souls to succeed where they have failed. Come, take your place at the Scion's side as guardians of Eorzea, and together we shall fight for the freedom of all! For the freedom of all!
Oh, they have some pretty cool hats. These blue uniforms are pretty cool.
A rousing speech, Alphino. Or should I say, Crystal Brave Commander Leveilleur?
Please, Antecedent. The title is honorary. I shall not be leading the troops into battle, as it were. We are of the same purpose. Let us join hands and do what must be done to save this land.
The Scions stand ready.
Speak Minfilia.
I'm eager to see what the Crystal Braves might accomplish. This shall prove an interesting time indeed for the Scions. Yes, I'm listening. So our worst fears are confirmed. The entire Isle. Such power defies comprehension. Truly? Kryl is alive? Thank the 12. I see. Pray, inform me if her condition changes. Yes, I shall pass on your words to Urianger. My thanks. I shall contact you anon. When I learned of the loss of the Isle of Val, I dared not hope that my friend had survived. Yet, by some miracle, it would seem she has. She's still to regain consciousness, it is true, but better that than death. Putting this happy news to one side, we must now endeavor to make sense of the readings taken by the survey party. It appears the etheric disturbance which accompanied the Isle's destruction is of a magnitude alarmingly close to that of Ultima. Could the Ascians be responsible for this devastation as well? I wonder. Have you heard aught from the Mother Crystal since the battle with the Garleans? Then she speaks to neither one of us. Heidelind's silence portends naught but ill, I fear. Louisoix, I pray you yet watch over us.
Very good. See that the provisions are prepared for transport. Let's hope that this shipment is spared the fate of the last. The winds are uncommon fierce this day. Oh, what is this? Oh, who are you? Is he like the Pope? Oh, there's an Ashen there. 2 Ashens. Okay, things are going down in the story right now. Philip would have you assist Alphino in his new station as commander of the Crystal Braves. Alright. Try as I might, I cannot shake a creeping sense of dark foreboding, but it avails us not. To fret about the unknown, we must concentrate instead on the problems of the present. The primals have been relatively quiet as of late, and the beast tribes who summon them are under constant surveillance by the Grand Companies. Should any suspicious activity be afoot, you may be certain that we will hear of it. And until such time as permanent solution to the primal problem has been found, we can do little but wait and observe. As for the Ashens, Euron J is wholly dedicated to finding the means by which we may be able to defeat the dark beings. But all of this you knew already. Let us speak, then, of more current matters. In particular, the state of the Crystal Braves. Alphino did well to found the organization, but ensuring its smooth operation is another matter entirely. Though I doubt not that he is doing his best, I felt that a helping hand or two would not go away, To this end, I offered to send one of the Archons to assist him, but he declined. You know how he can be, independent to a fault, and singularly loath to accept help. Save, of course, when that help comes from you. Alphino has entrusted countless matters of import to your care in the past, and I believe he would not hesitate to do so again were you to offer. I should be most grateful if you would go to him and support him in whatever manner you are able. Alphino, do you need help? Mr. Alphino? What's up, Elbrain? Dispatch the first unit to Ulda, the second and the fourth are to stand by for further orders. Alright. You're pretty cool, Elbrain. Alright, now who else is there? Can I talk to the other recruits or just Elbrain? I guess I can only talk to Elbrain. That sucks. It would have been nice if we could talk to the other one. Hello, Alphino. What is it? Do be concise, I'm rather busy. You would lend a hand, you say? I see. Well, now that you mention it, there is a matter that wants for attention. Given its sensitive nature, I was hesitant to entrust it to the Braves, but the demands upon my time are such that I had little choice. Which is not to say that my men want for labor, though we are but newly formed. There's already a great demand for our services, and we are hard-pressed to answer all petitions, but I digress. The fact is, I would sooner attend to this particular matter myself, but my presence is required elsewhere. That being the case, I have entrusted its resolution to my second command, Captain Ilbert. Tell him that I sent you, and he will furnish you with the particulars. My thanks in advance. So Ilbert is the second in command. So he's the second in command, then. Hello, Mr. Second in Command.
Hail to you, sire. How might we serve you? Commander Leveilleur bade you serve us? These are welcome tidings indeed. Given the sensitive nature of the task, I could not rely on one of my own. That which I'm about to tell you, I tell you in the strictest confidence. Some days ago, we received certain documents from an anonymous source. They notified us of the presence of a Garlean agent within the ranks of one of the Grand Companies. Following some discreet inquiries, we identified a suspect among the Immortal Flames, whom we detained for questioning. Alas, the man was not our agent. He was but one of many men in the agent's employ. We pressed the traitor for a name, but he had none to give. He claims never to have met his master, whom he knows only as the Ivy. He was, however, certain that this Ivy had coiled itself around every part of the Immortal Flames. It would seem our quarry joined the company some time ago, and gradually recruited others to his cause. These conspirators are the vines by which he learns our secrets, all without exposing himself. It won't be easy to identify the Ivy amidst this tangled mass of subterfuge, but we have a tendril in our hands, and we shall follow it all the way to the gnarled root. Now, much as I would prefer to proceed with due discretion, circumstances demand that this matter be settled post-haste. Garlemald's War of Succession nears its end, and it is feared that the Empire will soon resume its march on Eorzea. When it does, we can ill afford to have traitors in our midst. The Ivy must be rooted out now. We must begin by apprising General Roban of our findings. I would ask that you accompany me to the Hall of Flames, and remain on hand to see that things go smoothly. Assuming the Ivy's tendrils are as widespread as we believe, he will be aware that an investigation is underway, and if that is the case, he may well move against us. We must be prepared for anything, while taking care not to betray our purposes by seeming prepared. A simple enough task for a one-woman army like you.
Yeah, I'm basically as strong as an entire army at this point. I can destroy giant primals. No one's more powerful than me. Yeah. I'm a one-person army. Alright, let's go to Hall of Flames. We're gonna have to do that too. Let's go there. The Hall of Flame is like right next to the giant Aetherite, so it's not that far at least. Oh, there you are, Roban.
Well, well. What brings you here, my friend?
She is here at my behest. Greetings, Roban. It has been a while.
Hilbert, you old scoundrel. When they told me you'd be visiting, I scarce believed my ears. But look at you! The honored captain of the Crystal Bloody Braves. Who'd have imagined, eh?
Not many, but fewer still would have imagined your destiny lay in politics, old friend.
Aye. We've both come far, have we not?
Do you
Lest
guys
you
know each
wonder,
other?
Hilbert and I go back a long way. We've been friends and rivals since we were lads.
Oh, nice. Okay.
The last time we saw each other, Alamigo had just fallen, so you can guess how many summers it's been. And in all that time, not a word from the fool.
Ah, well, my dealings tended toward the modest and mundane, unlike some I could mention. As I hear it, no sooner did you reach Thanalan than the brass blades clapped you in irons and dragged you off to die on the blood sands. Being a stubborn sort, you won 1,000 matches and earned yourself a place in the people's hearts while you were about it. Then, with your mountain of prize money, you bought the Colosseum and secured a seat on the Syndicate. Those balls, brother! Rags to riches does not do it justice. You're a hero to the common man.
Oh, so that's how he got his position. He was an Alamegan? So he wasn't an Alamegan. He became prisoner. He won 1,000 matches in the Colosseum, made a lot of money from it. He made so much money that he bought the Colosseum. He bought the Colosseum with all his prize money. So by buying the Colosseum, he secured a seat on the Syndicate. Man, he went from being a prisoner of the Brass Blades to being a champion of the Colosseum to buying the Colosseum, then securing himself a seat on the Syndicate. From prisoner all the way to a member of the Syndicate. That's pretty sick. You're pretty cool, Roban.
Pah! Spare me. I am no hero. If anyone is worthy of that title, it's our friend here. Next to her, I'm little more than a glorified butcher. But you, Wilbert, you sell yourself short. By all accounts, you are an adventurer of some standing.
I like to think that I did my part for the greater good. But if you're no hero, then I'm no adventurer, not in this company. Anyway. I have tidings.
So there has been progress. I've let it be known that this meeting is a reunion between old friends. None will give your visit a second thought. To convene elsewhere would only attract attention. Let us speak here, in plain view of all. So it is we who have been compromised. Teleji Adeleji's machinations have shaken Ul'dah to her foundations. In such uncertain times, a man's loyalty may be bought for a fistful of gil. But if this snake has truly been in our midst for as long as you say, we must needs consider a far graver possibility. Conspiracy. Could it be that the Monetarists have been in league with the Empire from the first? Very well. I will have my most trusted men investigate the matter. Continue your inquiries in the meantime. It does me well to see you again, old friend. When next we meet, let it be over a flagon of ale.
I look forward to it. Let us reminisce of bygone days, and drink to the future of our homeland. Flame General. You wear the mantle well, old friend. I must work hard if I'm to keep up. Well, it would seem your services were not required after all. I dare say we have Roban's prudence to thank for that. Still, I was glad of your presence. My thanks, Scion.
What do you want? Ilbert is eager to continue his investigation into the Garlean spy known as the Ivy. Our hunt for the Ivy begins in earnest, Scion. Suffice to say, we must tread warily. With one misstep, we may well cost our lives. Our business here is to be concluded for the time being. Let us return to the Rising Stone and report to Commander Levias. Alright. We are returned from Mulda, Commander. And not a moment too soon, something has happened? Trouble? You'll recall that the Fourth was tasked with entering the rendezvous site used by Ivy's minion, its Imperial contact. Soon after you left, we received word that the unit was ambushed en route to its destination. God damn it. According to the report, one of ours has been taken captive. The Garleans are not wont to treat their foreman with dignity, and have grave fears for her safety. We must dispatch a rescue party at once. Recall those braves who are afield? Begin your party, Commander, but we have not the time. I'm afraid I must ask of your aid once more, Scion. An ill-prepared rescue party will only serve to provide Garleans with more captives. Yet time is of the essence. Simply put, you are the best chance we have. Captain Ilbert has the right of it. I trust you are willing, but of course you are now alien if the Fourth lies in the wait in the triangle near the entrance to Castrum Sentry. Seek her help, and she will apprise you of this situation. Alright, so it's over. Oh, it's right over here in Northern Stall, okay. Just down here, right? Yeah, right here. Hello, Alien. You would aid us in the rescue mission. You are near dead, Warrior of Light. Now time is against us. Now allow me to brief you on the situation. The Garleans, upon us without warning, wounding poor Resh and hauling her away to Castrum. Outnumbered as we were, it was all we could do to flee and reroute. Even as we speak, the Garleans may be interrogating Resh, or worse, if her hurts, I fear that she will not long survive their attention. We must rescue without delay. Our order may yet be in its infancy, but the bond that binds us is strong as Mithril. None of us will stand by while a comrade suffers. We, the remnants of the Fourth, will infiltrate Castrum Sentry. Please help us find Resh before it's too late. Okay, we can do that. That'll be easy. We attacked this place once before. We can attack it again. Just down here, right? Oh, right over here. Sorry, but I'm taking my taking them back to you. Resh, are you okay? Where am I? Thank God we found you. And thank you, Warrior of Light. Now to quit this accursed place. Resh cannot move with those wounds. She will need to be carried out. I believe a diversion is in order. But it would trouble you to provide one. Given your reputation, I suspect the Garleans will be only happy to grant you their undivided attention. If you were to create a commotion within the castrum, we would be able to steal away unnoticed. Let us speak again once we are safely outside these walls. Alright, that's easy. It can cause a commotion. They're all weak anyways. I'm just gonna go with charge true. Over here. Come on, come to me. He's down. Easy enough. The next one is over there. Just over here. Easy enough. Oh, more of them. Alright. All units engage and destroy. Not easy. All archery. just over here over the wall. Back and forth. Yeah. I'm just gonna go back and forth. Oh, what is happening here? You giant monster here? Okay. Well, I'm gonna fight it then. You guys run away. There we go. Oh yeah. Have awaited your return most anxiously, my friend. You have done us a great service indeed. Thanks to your aid, our comrade Resh is safe, and we suffered no further casualties. Words cannot well express my gratitude. All that is left is to report a mission success to the commander of Levaya. I shall go on ahead to the Rising Stones. Alright, easy enough. I was just about to see you just returned, though I doubt not your prowess entering enemy stronghold is generally considered to be risky venture, and I would most confess to having been. Okay, and here you are now. Hail hold, having succeeded in your mission, is as you want. Lest you wonder, the woman you rescued is being cared for by domans, thanks to their expert ministrations. The danger is past. You have my gratitude. Allow me to thank you also, Scions. Resh owes you her life. You escaped with minimal casualties this time, but we can ill afford to be caught off guard again. The Empire is not an opponent to be trifled with. As you say, Commander, I will see to it that the men keep their wits about them. And it may yet take time, but I will not rest until we have identified and apprehended Ivy. I have every confidence that you will succeed, Captain. As for you, I realize you have scarce caught your breath. God dang it. But I'm afraid that there is no rest for the weary. I require that you accompany to meet the courteous. I have been granted an audience with an Ishgardian dignitary, you see, and the man expressly requested your presence. Oh, do not look so surprised. You should be familiar with the trappings of fame by now. We shall depart as soon as you are ready. Give me that. That sounds pretty cool. Off now. An influential guardian wishes to meet the Warrior of Light, and Alphino would like nothing more than oblige him. I guess we can do that. We have been blessed with a rare opportunity, an audience with an ambassador of the Holy See of Ishgard. We are to treat with Sir Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, Camp Dragonhead. It is considered a great honor to serve the Holy See directly as the Temple Knight. Needless to say, their leader wields tremendous political influence. We would be wise to court his favor. For that reason, I consider your attendance essential. If Sir Emmerich wishes to meet the person behind the legend, I will not deny him the pleasure of your company. The antecedent should see the wisdom of this plan when you request her permission to accompany me to Cordius. Mayhap you feel this to be a waste of your talents, which could doubtless be put to a nobler use. If so, I should remind you that more good can be accomplished with the stroke of a pen than the thrust of a sword. Folio. Meeting with Ishgard and Ambassador, by all means, I think it's a wonderful idea. We have received no reports of Aetheric disturbances or unusual beast tribe activity of late. If Alphino believes your presence may help him to secure more favorable terms, I see no reason to deny him. Sure. Alright, then we'll go visit Dragonhead, I guess. Listen, I take it Petrus has explained the situation? Yes. Can't yet welcome, though. These overtures are. I cannot help but wonder what prompted them. The Ishgardians have spun all contact with the other city-states for decades. Why reach out now? But I knew the question of their motives was one of which I have given no small amount of thought. Alas, I know no more than is generally known. The notoriously reclusive nation of Ishgard, situated at the center of Abalatia's spine, ruled by Ishgardian Orthodox Church, at the head of which presides the Archbishop. Members of the original Earthsnar Alliance formed in the wake of Alamigo fall some 2 decades ago. Friends of Covenius who withdrew from the Alliance as soon as the Imperial fleet was routed at the Battle of Silver Tear Skies. Since which time their borders have remained closed to all outsiders. They have rejected every one of their former allies' calls for help, to open dialogue, turning a deaf ear to their neighbors' pleas even when the calamity loomed large. And on the fields of Carthano, where brave men and women laid down their lives in defense of the realm, their banners were conspicuously absent. They want nothing to do with the outside world. I have tried to convince Ishgard to rejoin the Alliance at every opportunity. I have explained over and over again that unless Eorza stands united, we cannot hope to preserve our freedom. One by one our nations will fall, as once fell Alamigo. And what have mine efforts yielded? Not. Surely this can be considered a step in the right direction? I should hope so. Rather than the lowly messengers we have been fobbed off with in the past, this time we shall meet with the man of a June influence. Of course, I am not so naive as to think that they come to us out of the goodness of their hearts. We have something they desire, though I have yet to find out what. But such is the nature of diplomacy. They will bring their agendas to the negotiating table, and so I will along with a handful of incontrovertible truths. The Empire will soon be at our doorsteps once more. Indeed, you may be assured that I will expound upon this point and others. Let us depart for Camp Dragonhead. Our old friend Lord Harcherfont is expecting us. Since our quest to recover the Enterprise, I understand you have further ingratiated yourself with the man. Excellent work. His fondness may prove useful to our cause. all the way to Dragonhead. Let's go. No, move out of my way, you pumpkin guy. I'm gonna talk to Harjafon. Yes, you're welcome. Welcome sight. Our hearts have been stoked to blazing in preparation for your arrival. It would not do for such distinguished personage to catch cold whilst enjoying our hospitality. The gesture is much appreciated. I fear I shall ever struggle in cold climes. A good master often know. An honor as always. Likewise, Lord Harchafont. Forgives us yet another imposition. I fear we have relied overmuch on your aid, since you so generously assisted in locating the Enterprise. Nonsense. Any debts incurred have long since been repaid. Besides, who can say what the future may bring? House Fortins may even seek the aid of your newly crystal braves. In any case, I am simply delighted that the Holy See is at last willing to grant you an audience. No doubt your discoveries at the Snowcloak helped to justify the decision. This recent resurgence in heretical activity is of grave concern to us all. But to the matter at hand, Sir Emmerich arrived in Camp Dragonhead earlier, and I'm told he is eager to meet with you at your first convenience. You are doubtless weary from your journey and desirous to rest a while by the warmth of our hearth. But if you are willing to forego such comforts, pray inform the knight stationed outside the intercessory. He will grant you entrance and send word to the other attendees. As inviting as your help sounds, thinking it best we proceed to the intercessory forthwith. Is it down here? No, it's right over there. Okay. We have been expecting you. Pray take your ease inside, and I shall summon the others.
Have faith, my friend. You need only state your case with confidence and clarity.
Commander Leveilleur, it is both an honor and a pleasure to meet you. I am Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights.
Alphino Leveilleur, at your service. Your reputation precedes you, Sir Emmerich. I think we will find that we have much in common.
Speaking of reputations, yours towers over us all. Does it not?
It does indeed, Lord Commander.
I am not too proud to admit that I have followed your activities with an interest bordering on fascination. Full glad was I to learn that you would be joining us. Now then, shall we begin?
We know full well that the Garleans will return in force ere long. What is more, we have yet to achieve a lasting victory over the primal menace. The beast tribes continue to summon their gods, and each incarnation is stronger than the last. Ishgard is not immune to these threats. I must reiterate that it would behoove your nation to rejoin the Eorzean Alliance.
Once again, I must respectfully disagree.
On what grounds?
Despite their presence in Kurthus, the Ixal do not concern us. Their territorial claims pertain to Gridania lands, and it is the people of Gridania whom they harry. Consequently, the Holy See judges this to be a Gridanian affair, and Ishgard does not intervene in the internal affairs of other nations. Even were that not the case, our forces are wholly committed to the Dravanian conflict. We have not the knights to spare. As for the Garleans, we are not ignorant of history. We have observed the rise and expansion of the Empire, and we agree that it is only a matter of time before they resume their campaign in Eorzea.
Then surely it would be in our best interests to present a united front.
Mayhap one day, but not yet. Gaius van Belsar is dead, and the legion of conscripts he left behind lacks the will to fight. We think it highly unlikely that they will emerge from behind the walls of their castra for some time.
Forgive me, but if Ishgard's position has not changed, why did you agree to this meeting?
It was not only as a representative of Ishgard that I came here.
Pardon?
It is not within my power to change Ishgardian policy, regardless of my personal feelings. There is, however, one area in which I may exert a measure of influence. Concerns have been raised over the supplies House Fortin has offered to Revenant's Toll. These have led to calls for restrictions on the provision of aid to foreign powers. I can ensure that the shipments continue unabated.
Sir Emmerich, we would be in your debt.
No, you would not, for I require something in exchange. Of late, there has been a flurry of Dravanian activity, the purpose of which was not immediately clear. However, our astrologians have since observed alarming changes in the heavens. The dragon star waxes unnaturally bright, and there are whispers that it portends the resurrection of Midgard-Sorma.
The fallen guardian of Silvertear Falls? That's absurd.
Full many times have I gazed upon the dragon's corpse still wound around the Agrius, and wondered how different our world might be if it yet lived to plague the skies. I do not know, and I do not wish to know, nor does any son of Ishgard. Yet the mere presence of Dravanian forces is not sufficient grounds to send knights to Mordona, whatever our astrologians say. As I told you before, we have not the forces to spare.
But we do. So you will intervene on our behalf if we agree to watch over the Keeper of the Lake.
Do you accept these terms?
I do. I will see that you are kept abreast of any developments. I regret that we could not come to a similar agreement on other matters, but I understand that you are not at liberty to make such decisions. Nevertheless, I hope that what we have accomplished here today will serve to demonstrate to your countrymen that we can work together towards a common goal. Mayhap one day we shall look back on this moment as the first step towards a united Eorzea.
Mayhap we shall, Commander.
What is the meaning of this?
The caravan, my lord. It's been attacked. It was Iceheart, my lord.
What? By the Fury? All our precautions were for naught?
Just when we were starting to make progress. The matters worse, the caravan that spoke of was bound for Riven's School of all places. Honestly, we're so inclined I should think the gods were conspiring against us. Happily, however, I am not. I would know more of this attack. Let us speak with Lord Archifont, find out what he has learned. My sister apologized in Georgia, my friends, but the situation is such that we must act swiftly. If you would be so kind as to elaborate. Iceheart's heretics fell upon the caravan bound to Forbidden's Toll as it was passing through Boulder Downs. It was an ambush, swift and ruthless. In an instant, every knight was slain, every crate seized. Then, as quickly as they had appeared, they were gone. It would be impossible feat without knowledge of the route, knowledge to which only a select few are privy, I presume. Quite. We can pursue the avenue of inquiry in due course. It seems to me that examining the scene of the ambush should be our first concern. The trail is yet warm. We must act swiftly, as Lord Archifont said, lest crucial evidence be lost. You have a knack for discerning hidden truth. Why don't you go and inspect the ambush site in person? Excellent idea. Inform my men of your intent upon arrival, and they will gladly share their findings. We'll go check that out. All the way over there? Alright, it's not too far at least. Clues. Long and sure there's nothing for large enough to be able to speak, then you must be a bigger party, Scion. As you can see, they left a narrowly crate behind, tipped the wagon for good measure even. Whole thing's a bit odd, if you ask me, but would have been easier to just steal it, though a damn sight harder to conceal it, I'll allow. Reckon they came prepared, probably with wagons of their own hidden away off. But pray no heed to my rambling. Absolute proof tis not but a speculation. Maybe as the squire receiving care of the observatorium could tell you something more factual. That is, if he's awake. Unlike myself, he was there during the attack, and that his presence amounted to much. Alright, the observatorium. Let's go check that. Let's go check the observatory. Surviving squire. Oh, you've come to task about the attacks, haven't you? When we came upon them before the entrance to the Hall of Seven Echoes, pilgrims, we marked them as lost and ill-equipped for a journey further north. Our leader called unto them, and one stepped forward to answer. Slowly she approached herself, her hair flowing in the wind like melting snow. I thought some poor lost lamb searched for salvation. Our leader must have thought the same, else why would he let her draw it so close? They exchanged some words I couldn't hear. She leaned forward, and then he sighed and crumpled to the ground. I didn't know what had happened until I saw the snow turn red. And then there was red everywhere I looked. I tried to fight. Oh, so it's probably one person. So, it's okay. Iceheart's people spoke of deliverance and resurrections, and they spoke of Shiva. Shiva? Okay. What news have you for us? It seems the Lady Iceheart does not scruple to sully her hands with blood. Who is this Shiva the heretic spoke of, though? Have you not read a single line of the Enchiridion, Master Alphino? Shiva was a traitor to kith and kin, an apostate who lay down with dragon. Now, we cannot expect all foreigners to know Ishgardian scriptures so well, particularly when it concerns the patron saint of heretics. Wait, you say she is their patron saint? Oh no, it all makes sense now. Fortress front. What was the caravan's cargo? If I remember correctly, the Diamond Forge had requested a large quantity of crystals. Do you not see? Iceheart and her followers intend to summon Shiva as a beast tribe would primal. Why else would they go to such lengths to secure crystals? I shall inform the Lord Commander at once, Lord Sharfund. You would agree that discretion is of paramount concern. Of course. I trust we can count on your continued support, Master Alphino. The Scions of Seventh Dawn are sworn to combat the primal threat. Our support is a given. I will need to send word to my brother Richard in reference to our entire order must turn its efforts to prevention of this summoning. Naturally, that includes you, though I'm sure you would not miss this for the world. Persistent attacks on our caravan seemed like little more than a nuisance at first. The heretics were a problem, to be sure, but a relatively minor one. I was before discerned the purpose behind your attacks, of course. Now they have my undivided attention. After apprising Midfill of this urgent, I shall summon a unit of Crystal Braves to assist us. As for you, pray join me in White Brim front. Since the Incident Snowcloak, the Knight House of Durandon have redoubled their reconnaissance efforts in the region. It is my hope that they have information which may help us to determine precisely where the heretics are hiding. Given our mutual enemy, Lord Drillmont should be eager to oblige us. I shall see you there then. So the heretics are going to summon Shiva. Alright, and then we have to stop them. Drillmont, we have to, there's a big situation. The Scions of Seventh Dawn wish to join in the hunt for the Iceheart. Your assistance is more than welcome, my friends. Concerning the report I just received, I dare say your timing could not be better. We are all ears, Lord Drillmont. A band of pilgrims was seen transporting a large number of crates to the west. Their garb appears to match the description provided by the squire who survived the attack. Alas, our scouts lost track of them at Snowcloak. The self-same frozen wall which we speculated might conceal the heretics' hideaway. Suffice to say that the disappearance of these pilgrims, their provisions, all but confirms our suspicions. I have heard enough my knights will join the hunt. I took the liberty of summoning the unit of Crystal Braves to White Brim front. Given the gravity of the situation, I trust you will agree that we use every resource available to us. These are extraordinary circumstances, Commander. It would be in our best interest to coordinate our efforts. Such as my intent from the start, Sir Emmerich. And so it begins, my friend. Though I dare say it will prove an all too brief collaboration, Iceheart will not elude the combined forces of the Crystal Braves and the Temple Knights for long. Nevertheless, a wise man does not wager all upon the success of a single solution. There might yet be a subtler means by which we can locate the heretic's lair. Mayhap Lord Drillmont has one in mind? Yes, excellent. everything has been accounted for. If there's aught else you would have us do, pray speak, and it shall be done. It seems as though we are always one step behind. Our quarry ever just beyond our reach, though I would like to believe that the tables are about to be turned. I must confess to having certain doubts. A joint effort may succeed where others have failed, but it could yet yield the self-same result. Fortunately, we are not without other options. I trust you haven't forgotten Inquisitor Garlean. We have not. The mystery of how the heretic remained undiscovered for so long has been much in our thoughts, as has the questions of what steps may be taken to prevent a similar breach of security in the future. Accordingly, we conducted an exhaustive and covert evaluation of everyone in Whitebrim Front. Though some were found to have committed certain minor transgressions, we identified only one possible heretic. If this man has pledged himself to Iceheart's cause, he will have taken note of the movements of the Temple Knights and Crystal Braves, and upon recognizing their intent, he may have attempt to warn the heretics. The man's watch is to end soon, at which point he must report to Sir John Tremont in the yard. I would have you keep an eye on him. If he ventures beyond the walls, follow him discreetly. So this is like a stealth mission. Should he meet with a heretic, do not interfere, simply watch and listen. I have seen it to it that the suspect knows nothing which could endanger our plans. So I gotta observe the suspected heretic. Where's the stairs? Oh, right over there. Must be this guy then. Alright, let's observe him. I'm just watching you, dude. Are you the heretic or is it someone else? Oh, it has to be him. Suspect guard leaves through the southwest gate. Follow the suspect. Alright, just gotta follow him. Oh wow, you guys scared the crap out of me just running through the door like that. Alright, so it's over here. Okay, oh, there he is. The Q's Knight is there. We're just gonna hide here and just wait. Oh, there he is. I'm watching you. Where are you going? You're running over there, okay. Head south. Isn't that isn't that Daphne Pass? Is there a secret cave in Daphne Pass that we don't know about? Hey, we're in the 7 Zara. I'm freezing my bullocks off here. Here, Blunief, why are you late? Standing on the wall, why else? I have duties to fulfill, you know? You're so odious to that bloody echo. Lower your voice or they'll hear us in White Brim front. But of course, Temple Knights are in Snowcloak. This is what you bring to me? We already knew about comrades in Boulder Downs will use the tunnels, dead before they know what's happening. Worthless if you waste my time again, is that clear? Now I have to get to Drillmont before they have to get to Drillmont. Alright, I'll report back. Hello, Drillmont. Oh, did you investigate the investigation bear fruit? A little bit. I see, I shall have the man detained at once. His guilt is plain. With that, you could have heard their words more clearly. Yet the few snatches you were able to make out are nonetheless mighty. It would seem the heretics are aware of our operation and confident that they can thwart it. Their comrades in Boulder Downs are key to their plans, which means it is key to our plans that they be rooted out and put to the sword. The Allied forces in Snowcloak are in danger, and Lord Drillmont would have you assist them in ensuring their safety. We have long suspected that the heretics use a network of secret tunnels to traverse the highlands undetected. Given what you ever heard, I fear that Snowcloak may be riddled with such passageways, and that the heretics in Boulder Downs are planning to use them to take our forces unaware. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to happen. A contingent of Durandar Knights are on patrol in the area, and I have ordered them to begin searching for the heretics at once, but knowing nothing of our enemy's numbers or readiness, I cannot say for sure that they will be sufficient. It would put my mind at ease if you would consent to assist my knights with the search. I know they would take courage from the presence of the so storied warrior you are. We have rendezvous with them at Boulder Downs. Show them no mercy. The lives of our allies are at stake. Alright, so that's at Boulder Downs. So somewhere down here. Oh wow, it's all red here. The rocks are all red, that's pretty cool. Oh, down here, okay. Oh, there's a hole there. That must be the secret entrance. There we go. There we go, got these. Deliver the Heretics Parchment to Drillmont. Oh, I thought you could go in here. I guess not. Must be a secret entrance. Hello, Garlean. My knights sent no word of your coming. What has happened? What is that in your hand? Those were veterans with years of service. Now they lie dead in the snow. Their bodies must be recovered and... No, we have not the men to spare. Not now, not while Iceheart prepares to summon an abomination. The heretics who dispatched were not sufficient number to contend with. The combined strength of the Temple Knights and Crystal Brave. There must be others, and I'll wager they are on their way to Snowcloak as we speak. To make matters worse, it seems the traders you followed managed to pass the heretics something of value after all. The parchment we recovered is a timetable of guardsmen's watches at our outpost in Snowcloak. The trader was stationed there long before they aroused our suspicion. But that we had caught him sooner. With this information, the heretics would know when the watch was weakest. They could use their tunnels of impunity and prepare an ambush. The timetable has not changed, you see. Of course it will be changed now, but the heretics may already be in position. House Durandare must send reinforcements, even if it means withdrawing knights from the stone vigil. I see no other way to safeguard the lives of our allies. Children recognize that this situation is Snowcloak is coming to a head. That decisive action must be taken. Time is of the essence. While my knights make ready to depart, the heretics may take our allies in Snowcloak. Makes sense. Make haste, I beseech you. Fly to Snowcloak and tell Emmerich everything we have discovered. I'm gonna fly to Snowcloak right away. How tall are these stairs? Seriously. Alright, let's go right away. This way. There we go. This is a welcome surprise. Perhaps the only one thus far, as you can see. We have yet to uncover any hidden. You have my gratitude. Truth be told, we suspected the heretics might be plotting an attack. Now that we have confirmation, I shall place my knights on high alert. Has Commander Levayer been informed? The Braves must be made aware. Probably going to be shooting us with arrows from the top over there. Must be here, I'm certain of it. Why else would they go chuck knives to defend Snowcloak? It's but a pity discovery becomes when our enemy has such as us at a disadvantage. Forewarned though we may be, the heretics know the Terran far better than we. I dare not think how many are watching us at this very moment. Yeah, they're above the wall, obviously. Confound it, this is all wrong. Iceheart has us scrambling to save our own skins, when we should rightly be straining every sinew to find her and stop this damnable summoning. There she is. Come here. Boom! Gita's here. Perfect. That was close. They didn't hurt you, did they? Only my pride, Ida. There will be others nearby. We must see that they are given a similarly warm welcome. Commander Levayer. There's been a development, sir. Together with the Temple Knights, we have secured the entrance to some half-dozen tunnels after spotting the enemy breaking the surface. But that is not all, sir. We think that one of them may be important. Clearly the heretics near flung themselves upon our swords to defend it. Aha, just as I suspected, among this warren of tunnel lies the entrance to Iceheart's lair. Some and the others were going in. No, Alphino, the tunnel in question is barely wide enough for 2 men abreast. We cannot say with certainty where it leads, much less what is waiting us for us there. Furthermore, we have no way of knowing how many heretics are still lurking here on the surface. What if they were to converge onto this point after we enter the tunnel? For all we know, we could be funneling our forces into a trap. I take your point. If the tunnel is indeed as narrow as you say, greater numbers would be more hindrance than help. Should we encounter difficulty, our own allies would become an obstacle. Change of plan. While we rendezvous with Sir Emmerich and keep the heretics at bay, you will go wherever that tunnel leads. If you find Iceheart at the end, do not let her escape. You venture into the unknown to see that you are prepared for anything. I suggest you call upon your allies, though not too many, or Papillon will sulk. The entrance to the tunnel, madam, is just over here. Okay, thank you. Had we not seen the heretics breaking the surface, we would never have noticed it. So they're like out behind this over here. We're standing here outside. Please be aware that even should you encounter significant resistance, we cannot leave our post. Seems like not accessible, alright. So they're under the ice. Okay. Use duty finder to enter Snowcloak. Oh, I'm gonna have to withdraw from the second quest. Oops. Alright, Snowcloak, let's do this. Entering Snowcloak. First time in this dungeon. Pretty cool. Oh, the giant good boos are here. A lot of crystals in here, that's for sure. Alright, let's go down to the door of silence. Door to silence. Clear silence. Open door. Pretty chill so far. We haven't encountered a boss yet. It's pretty chill so far. We haven't encountered a boss. Just wait till we encounter a boss and see how hard this is. I mean, it can't be harder than the second Coils of Bahamut, though. I doubt it. I doubt it's harder than the second Coils of Bahamut. Oh, those stupid bombs froze me. Oh, snowdrift. How does that mechanic work? Can I hide here? Move away from that. What's this? Antique solarets. I'm gonna need that, I guess. Oh, this is a nice view. It's like an underground... Well, underground, right? This does well underground. This is a pretty big underground cave, that's for sure. Is that the machinist class? It's a machinist, right? Start thing. These are the machines. Kill the tank. Tank them, dude. Tank them. What the fuck? That scared the shit out of me. Oh, he's still there? Oh, I'm gonna raise him then. Okay, no, just recalled. Alright. I have to get some more MP anyways. Alright, we're just gonna wait for Coco. That's a big dude. What is that? What does that do? It's casting martial arts. What the heck is happening? Treasure from the Yeti. Friggin' tumbler. What the heck is this big giant alligator? That's scary as heck. It's like he just came out of a horror movie or something. Yeah, this guy's like, I just came from a horror movie. snow clops. He's dead. Weak dragon. What, do we need something here? Oh, Finger of the Apostle. Then we put the finger in there to open it? Okay. Defeat Fenrir. Oh, there's a big crystal over there. Get ready or get big. Alright. God, why are there stupid AoEs targeting me all of a sudden? Oh, I was too close right there. Yeah, I was way too close. Then you have to use these to run to the other one. Hurry up. He's gonna do a big giant thing after or something. Okay, he's dead. Right. Just as I just learned how to find him, he just died. Duty complete.
Warrior of light.
Yeah. Who are you? You must be Iceheart, aren't you?
Yes. I know who you are, and you know who I am.
Your name is Iceheart? You're Iceheart, right?
I was given the name Izel, but I earned the name Iceheart. This endless cycle of hatred, of bloodshed, of sorrow. You would see it continue, O noble warrior of light. I would not. I will not. I will bring an end to this war between dragon and man, no matter to the cost. In time, you will come to understand that what we do for the greater good.
By we, who are you talking about?
For
Oops, I skipped that part by accident. I didn't know she was still talking. Well, let's just enable this. Wait, what? She teleported where? She just used the crystal to teleport. It took longer than I expected. What are the news? She used a big giant Aetherite to teleport. So Iceheart is but a pseudonym. No, not that it matters. She managed to escape is regrettable, but from the assertion of that beast, you did well to come as close as you did. In any case, now that you have cleared a path, the Temple Knights can begin to survey the tunnels in earnest. Mayhap they will even find a route past the ice wall, and that do wonders for their fight against the heretics. Crystal Blaze would certainly share the credit for it too. 12 be praised. We may yet turn the situation to our advantage. Assuming we stop Iceheart before the summons. Shiva, of course. At least to several fellow summons have not been idle. Minfilia and Uranjay have been busy perusing the archives of House Fortemps, gathering what information they can on Shiva. Which reminds me, if you were intending to trudge back to Camp Dragonhead to report on the day's events, don't. The antecedent should be here any minute. I can only assume some people enjoy subjecting themselves to cold. Okay, fair enough. Alphino, what else? Though not given to small talk, Alphino can think of no better way to pass the time until Minfilia arrive. Oh, is that Iceheart, or is that the other knight? I think that's the other knight, right? Oh, there's Minfilia. Dissonance, you come to us straight from the archives of House Fortemps. Trust your time will prove fruitful. We had not arranged a nice scored countless stacks, but what we found was unquestionable veracity. Accounts of Shiva's life and deeds are sparse and contradictory, only agreeing upon one point. She lay down with Dragon, the gravest of all sins according to the Ishgardian faith. Yet in the eyes of Iceheart's followers, this was a holy act, the blessed union of a man and dragon. How such a thing could even be possible is quite another question. Suffice it to say, I very much doubt that we will find a useful answer in the archives of House Fortemps. Much knowledge has been lost over the centuries, though in this case, one wonders if it is by circumstance or design. You said that Iceheart took a moment to plead her case prior to escaping, did you not? Viewed without prejudice, most would agree that bringing an end to an endless war serves the greater good. I think Sir Emmerich might take issue with her methods. I do not care if a few stragglers manage to escape. Until the sappers confirm that the tunnel is safe, the men are not to search it. Yes, Lord Commander. You pursue your foes with less zeal than I had expected, Sir Emmerich. Lest you may understand, I do not deny that our enemy has given us good reason to be prudent. I merely meant, you being a man of faith, that I had expected a certain single-mindedness. After all, was it not by the will of the Hollow that your ancestors came to this land? Why they took up arms against the Dravanians? What would they have done in your position, I wonder? There are those who believe that faith is a reunification of free will, that unquestioning devotion is required of all who will live in life service to the Fury. Such rightness is forever may well serve a knight on the front line, less so a leader of men. We are all at liberty to interpret the scriptures as we will. I choose to believe that the Fury would value the lives of her followers over the deaths of her enemies. But I would not presume to speak for the Knights of Eld. 'Twas different in that time, nay, a different era, and scripture tells us only so much. Would that it told us more? That man is awfully pragmatic for a servant of the Holy See. A welcome trait at the negotiating table, to be sure, less so when one's enemies are making ready to harness the power of God. Mayhap he does not truly believe that Iceheart's plan can succeed. Truth be told, I too remain somewhat skeptical. Shiva was real, a living, breathing woman. Of that there can be no doubt. In this respect she differs from every other figure to have been summoned, each of whom was worshipped as God. The sole exception being good King Mogul Mog, the myth made manifest in response to fervent supplication of the Mughal squad. Saint Shiva may differ, but what of the heretics? They are a tribe of outcasts at war with a mighty nation, who yearn for this resurrection of the one who embodies their faith. If that is not placing one's faith in a higher power, then what is? Crystals and conviction, Menphilia. They have them both in abundance. Can that truly be all that is required? My survey team has concluded preliminary analysis of the Aetherite Iceheart used to escape. They believe that she teleports another Aetherite somewhere not far to the west. Despite the apparent proximity of this second Aetherite, however, they have been wholly unable to detect its presence directly. Unless Iceheart has some means to mask its signal, I can only presume she had it destroyed to prevent us from following. Without the means to teleport, as she did, we have no choice but to search for an alternate route, most likely a tunnel, assuming one exists. Let us not give up on teleportation just yet. One of our colleagues in Charlion may be able to assist us. I pray that you're right. I dare not think how long it will take us to survey the entire tunnel. Alright. While Menphilia looks into our Aetherite problem, I would like to request your assistance with another matter. The third unit is currently tracking the remnants of a heretic force which attacked us. However, the search goes poorly despite our numbers. Cordius is vast, and Iceheart's followers know the terrain far better than we. Your knowledge of this region may serve to hasten the process. The sooner we capture Iceheart, the sooner we can press them for their leader's whereabouts. Also, though it's a merely selfish request, I feel that my braves would benefit immensely from working alongside you. While we have our share of veterans, we also have more than a few less experienced recruits, many of whom look up to you, in case you were not aware. Good. I knew you would understand. You Hase can appreciate you for the details. When the test complete, come and find me at Observatorium. Captain Elber and I are meeting there to discuss the latest developments in this investigation. The Temple Knights shall hold Snowcloak in our absence. Let us leave them to their work. Ours is more pressing. Alright then. Talk to you Hase. There you are, Pedius. Commander of the Lavayala, instructing me to wait for you. Your assistance is most welcome, believe me. Most of the third hail from Ulda. If you're not accustomed to feel and sand beneath his boots, this crunch of snow can be rather disconcerting. To the Marathant, at the near moment, I received word that the heretics we seek have been spotted making for Denethor Pass. My braves are already in pursuit, and I should be grateful if you would join them. I myself shall be taking part in the hunt. Never let it be said that I do not earn my coin. Towels, balls. My ankle is on fire. Caught by my boot on a rock or something, and twisted it as well as I fell. The others went on ahead through Denethor Pass. Hurry, you might catch up. If you aren't sure where to go, look for tracks. The snow is fresh, so they shouldn't be hard to find. Alright, so... oh, over there. Alright, can just fly over. There's some fresh prints. Tracks to the southeast. Alright, so over there. How far southeast? That way? Third unit brave, alright. Zion, what are you doing here? Heretics? I'm not sure. There was a great skilled beast, and Yoyohase, I think he went east on his own. The heretics split up, so we did too. Oh, there he is. Yoyohase, found you. Okay, I'm being attacked. Where are they? I don't see. Are they hanging in the tree? Yes. They're hanging in the trees. I was so intent on following the heretics' tracks that I almost failed to notice they had a double back. Almost, mind you, one tried to sneak up behind me and got a knife in the gut for his trouble. I told myself alone, so I started searching the dead man's knapsack for anything of interest, and lo and behold, before his friends found me, I came upon this. Withdraw in groups of 3 or less to the observatorium. Give the signal and wait. The merchant will be watching. Be late and be left for dead. Speaks for itself, does it not? They can't possibly meet or enter inside the place, so we should restrict our search to the surrounding areas. Let me rephrase that. You should restrict your search to wilderness around the observatorium. I will need for a moment rest to recover from these wounds. Oops, wrong button. This one. Where the heck are they running off to? They're running to the observatory. Oh, it must be them. I'm true with listening to your excuses. We leave now. How the woods are crawling with those blue goats, and the knights are searching every wagon that passes through the gates. Well, stay with her then, if you think you'll fare any better. No, now, there's no need for that. There are places like this in my homeland. Secret snow-capped peaks where blood must not be shed. Yet your land ever thirsts for the blood of the fallen, and by your deeds it has drunk deep. No, I have done no wrong. None but meet in secret of heretics. Deny it all you will. We shall have the truth from you yet. Inquisitors are not the only ones skilled in the art of interrogation. Damn it all. Fancy meeting you here. I presume your work with the Third brought you hither. What a tangled web. Lest you wonder, we came not for the heretics, but for the merchant who has been conspiring with them. It came to our attention during the course of the investigation through the Ivy. It beggars belief, I know, but it seems our favorite Garlean spy may have been providing assistance to Iceheart. Were it not for the efforts of Lady Yugiri and her shinobi, we might never have discovered this connection. Mr. Alfred was too kind. I fear my people and I have done little to aid your search for the spy. We want to strike back against the Empire, weaken their influence in this land to prevent the tragedy which befell Doma from reoccurring. The days ahead and the work they promise will require a very particular set of skills, which I am fortunate enough to possess. If you will allow it, I would accompany you until the investigation is complete. That is a most generous offer, Yugiri, and one which I gladly accept. Thank you, you may have disappeared for a time. I shall never be far, I shall always be watching. A comforting thought, come. Let us wait inside the Captain Albert to recover and deliver his report. We'll wait for Ilbert. Over here, okay. Captain Albert seemed confident that the merchant's resolve was swiftly crumbled and pressed. If so, we should have new information ere long. As to whether it will bring us any closer to learning Ivy's identity, it would rather not say, given our adversary's cunning. I shall consider us fortunate if we are spared another wild goose chase. The gods know we have more than enough to occupy our time as it is. Oh, new outfits. Tendrils of integrity. Alfred was eager to hear Ilbred's report on Ivy. Captain Ilbred, a report, if you will. My commander, firstly, with regard to the heretic capture, I regret to say that the man could tell us not, and we did not already know about of Shiva. We have since handed him over to the Ishgardian authorities. Henceforth, the whole of Sea will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquired the information in the shipping routes. Go on. You will recall the flame we first identified as being in the Isle of employ. From him, we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trail came to never an end. Fearing that the investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary step of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. There were 5 on their list, including a flame stationed at Revenant's Toll. The man's primary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad, the particulars of which he would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring that needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all shipments bound for the settlement. Needless to say, that included those originating from House Forteps. He knew the precise route the caravan would take, and he sold that information to a merchant. I think I can guess which one. None other, with a little encouragement, as soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abiding the heretics. That is one mystery solved at least, but what of Ivy? Are we any closer to prizing off his mask? I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider that, then our investigation is known to a barely handful of them. The field of suspects is greatly narrowed. You mean to say the agent is among Ruben's innermost circle, someone who has been with him since the Immortal's Flames established? This is the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, with the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand. to slip into a position of authority unremarked and to remain above suspicion all these years. I too was surprised, though I really should not have been. Of the three grand companies, Ulda's was ever the more vulnerable to infiltration. Both Limsa and Gridania had long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of Twin Adder. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, the loyal ones, mind, under the same leadership, only the banner was different. Not so to the Flames. Ulda's military was made up of disparate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own paymasters. Hardly an ideal environment in which to establish something as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Robon faced when founding the Emerald Flames are well known, even after he had convinced his fellow syndicate to share the cost. They remained the small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. Indeed, and given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant recruiting every passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company. A good deal easier than now. The Emerald Flames have ever been caught between conflicting interests, the public and the private. Though the monasteries ultimately agreed to support the organization's founding, it was not out of charity that they did so, but simple self-preservation. Had Nell Van Darn's ambition been less apocalyptic, you may be sure they would have risked supplying Robon with an army. Returning to the present. Even as we speak, Doman allies are shadowing several high-ranking Flames, and any one of whom could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. I expect to hear from them ere long. Very good. Pray continue your investigation of the first. Meanwhile, have the second attend to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in inspecting the crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. If Shiva was summoned in like manner to the other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Understood, Commander. I shall send word to Sir Emeric, informing him of our success in identifying the heretics. Abettors. Hopefully the information will be of some use to the Ashgardians. It is time, Commander. Yes, I am aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Garlean, it would seem. As Commander of the Crystal Berries, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany me as the realm's stoutest champion. It is only a meet that you present for discussion. Oh, and Antezident has already given her consent, lest you worry. You feel in the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternate route until such time as succeed. I suggest we give some thought to the realm's other problems. I shall go on ahead to Garlean in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at Nufika's altar, and we shall make our way to the Lotus stand together. Gonna go to Gridania. Oh, no, alright. My thanks for coming, Pedios. When you are ready, speak with the conjurer yonder. She will show us to the Lotus stand. Yes. It's not the first time I come here. The Alliance ladies await you at the Lotus stand. Will you be joining them? Yes.
Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
The rumors are true, then? The War of Succession is ended?
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Who?
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis, yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign. Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
Would that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
Oh, that's Gaius in there, right? The guy we killed? Gaius?
'Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
Indeed, yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military leader. Not so his uncle.
So young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their Emperor gives the word.
When, not if. They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Plainly, the new emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all. I propose that we set aside the Cartano dispute for the present, and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald. Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it. If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by. But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the Ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
None have escaped unnoticed that the nation of Eorzea are no nearer to being of one purpose. Despite their protestations to the contrary, plainly the traffic research of Garlean is not enough to steer them. And the reason for this, deep-rooted mistrust among the citizenry. The nation's leader can come to all the with family light, where their unity means little and less to the common folk. Take the Levinses, for example. True Emerald Merlwyb outlawed piracy over a decade ago. Foreigners still picture the nation as a heaven for grog swilling wooden cutros, and likewise Gradians are mocked as hermits who talk to trees, and the Oldens scorned as swindlers who worship coin. Not that such senseless sentiments are entirely without grounds, of course. Take that pillar of Olden society, Telegia Lilegi, for example. But that is beside the point. The fact is that the people are wary of outsiders, whether they have cause to be or not. On that basis, one can argue that the conflict at Carthno is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering faction that advocates the acquisition of Omega in order to placate them, who present them something resembling warfare, and thereby curb their appetite for full-scale conflict. But enough idle amusing. Let us speak of a more pressing matter, the Ivy. Since we spoke of the Observatorium, Captain Elbert has further shortened his list of suspect, and by happy coincidence, the one deems the most likely candidate is lately come to Gardania. The hut nears its sand patios. All that remains is no corner or curry. Seek out Elbert near Aether's Nest. He will give you particulars. Should there be any developments in Cordias, you may be sure that I will send word without delay. I'm gonna go to Aether's Nest next. Hi, Elbert. What's up? My thanks for coming, Sion. Doubtless the commander has informed you, but we have unmasked the Ivy. Wait, really? From this point, we must proceed with extreme caution. Okay, so you know who it is? You know who Ivy is? I do. Isn't Ivy from like those comic books or something? Right? So, the spy we have been seeking all this time is none other than Flame Marshal Eileen Royal, Roban's second in command. Prior to joining Emerald of Flames, she was a mercenary of no small renown. They say her skill of polearm had to be seen to be believed. Of Ishgardian birth, she was the highest ranked foreigner in the Immortal Flames, bearing the Flame General himself, of course. When he formed the Grand Company, Roban chose people based on their worth, hence the Hild was no entrance. The monitors saw things differently, however. Having fun in the enterprise, they reserved the right to reject candidates nominated for a high-ranking position. It was no secret that they did not favor foreigners, Ishgardians especially after the way the Holy Sea forsook the Alliance. Yet the monarchs did not raise so much as a murmur of protest when the Royal was appointed. Passing strange, isn't it? Could it be that the Ivy has some hold over the monitors? I think she knows that we're spying on her now. But these revelations secondary to our current mission foremost interest to us is Royal's presence here now. As you may be aware, it is of the duty of the Flame Marshal to command the Royal Flames in the absence of the Flame General, while Robon attended the Council of the Island's leaders. She should have remained in the Halls of Flame. The woman has no business being in Gridania, yet here she is nonetheless, on some pretense. She's up to something, mark my words. Even as we speak, I have a dozen men trawling the Flame's records for evidence of Royal's guilt. But if we can catch her red-handed, we shall have all the proof we need. Which brings me to the plan. Have people watching the city gates, the airship landing in the docks. Every point of egress. She cannot leave without our knowledge. All that remains is to shadow her until she betrays her true purpose. Can I rely on your eyes, Zion? Yeah, sure. I'll follow. You have my text. Let us go then. Take care not to alert our quarry. Sounds easy enough. Now we're gonna be playing Metal Gear Solid. Gotta sneak. Wait, what's the, how do I walk again? Yeah, like this. Okay, gotta be sneaky. Gotta be stealthy. She's over there. Oh yeah, I have to go speak with Albert. Never mind. Okay, where's Albert? Over here. Wait, where the heck are you, Albert? Are you under the thing? Hello? Hello? Where the heck are you? Are you hiding from me again? There's a blue gel there. Did I miss him? Am I blind? We're always headed in the direction of Blue Alder Gate with me, Simon. So are you going, or? Okay, I have to follow you. Maybe follow her again. Blue Badger Gate. Entered a Garlean canopy, meeting someone perchance, or could it be she means to board on an airship? We'll look for her within. If she's not on the upper floor, try landing area below. One of mine is stationed there, and she may have seen something. If in is her name, I shall remain here in case Royal reappears. So downstairs, huh? Such an unexpected pleasure. What brings you here? A social visit, you say? How pleasant. I shouldn't come this way. I've noted every passenger and none for her circumstances. We're done with me. Alright. Going to the bird. Nowhere to be seen, you say, and you are sure she did not bear the airship. She did not come back out either. Where in the seven house could she have gone? Roost? How could I forget? Greetings, good sir. My interesting son, Cognac Tonic. A cup a day imbues a man with great vigor. If you take my meaning. Perhaps another time, friend. Wait, that necklace. You're a shinobi of Doma. The woman Sikh has left Gridania, by the way, by way of a short period. She was attired as a merchant, but these eyes are not easily deceived. You may wish to make your search for the East Shroud. Rest assured, we shall continue to support you from the shadows. 10 to 12 of the Dome for Domes. Were it not for their unique talents, Royal would have disappeared without a trace. She went in the inn to disguise herself as a merchant. Okay. Smart. She disguised herself as a merchant. So we would not noticed. That's very smart. But we did notice, and she's gonna be caught. I'm selecting you over. I'm gonna... The next quest is here, right? In the right place? Yeah. Okay. There we go. Our hunt leads to the Shroud Island, so suggest we follow Royal's example and make the ferry from West Shore Pier. The Alphas wish to make certain preparations. See to them while I go on ahead. I shall wait for you at Sweet Bloom Pier. Alright. I gotta take the ferry. Hello, Albert. This way, my friends. Your core makes for the Hawthorne Hut. If Earl is truly the one we seek, we can expect that she means to make contact with her Garlean master there. Explanations in order. You are no doubt aware that the Garleans have their own method of communicating over great distances. Well, their ingenious friends at Garlean provided us with devices which would disrupt these communications. We have installed them in our city states. In doing so, we have made it difficult for Imperial agents to correspond with their masters. Norwood does have no choice but to rendezvous with her Imperial contact directly. Yet, as a well-known face in the Immortal Flames, she cannot move about Talaat without being recognized. It would only be a matter of time before someone saw through her disguise. This is for this reason I believe that she has chosen the Black Shroud for her clandestine meeting. The illusions are a common sight here, and our comings or goings are not like to turn any heads. As my scouts tell it, the Garleans have sent agents with the mind to destroy the devices and render such direct contact unnecessary. Fortunately, our shinobi have thus far been successful in rebuffing their efforts. This is it. We need only make for Hawthorne's hut and catch Royal in the act. People report their core has departed the Bramble Patch. Navy returned to the Ignarals when she came. Perhaps it is all for the better. To convict someone of her standing, we will require damning evidence against her. What will be better than to catch her in the act when she meets with her Garlean master? Countrymen and I shall lie in wait in the shadows. Tread warily, my friends. Just beyond Earls in conversation with the individual glad in a matter of an adventurer, an Imperial intermediary, no doubt. This is it with me. Flame Marshal Earl, you're under arrest for treason and espionage. You're followed, you bloody fool. You're not running away. Damnation. You are unarmed, my lady, and scarcely garbed for battle. But if you wish to fight, you are welcome to try. What is the meaning of this, Captain? Would you arrest me for strolling in the 12's wood when last I looked that was no crime, and neither was conversing with passing strangers? You would feign ignorance, then. Very well. If you do think of something to say, there will be plenty of time to say it later. Now come quietly, or I shall make you wish you had. I will offer you no striker after all. I have naught to hide. Circus Yugiri at your bramble patch. Even a warrior of Rael's renown could not have hoped to escape by force despite her claims. Her surrender does not bespeak innocence, but an awareness that her position is untainted. The ivy dust included, it is to be hoped that the tendrils she entwined around immortal flames will gradually wither and die. We have then the people of Volda will have the grand company they deserve. But alas, speak at present if I ask, what will you do now? So someone seek a way into Iceheart's domain. Then I dare say you are eager to return to the Rising Stones. Pray do not let me keep you. Do not, my countrymen and I shall come to the aftermath. You need not waste your talents here. And speaking of talents, have you considered training in the art of shinobi? You have the aptitude for it, I believe, so please give it some thought till next time, friend. Shinobi, Naruto, Ninja. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go back to Rising Stones. Welcome back. I understand that Alphino had a task for you. May I ask what it was? To catch a spy. Charges of treason and espionage against Alien Royal. I can scarce believe it. Could there not have been some matter of misunderstanding? No, it avails us not to dwell on it. Whatever the truth may be, we must trust to the authorities to uncover it. Let us speak of another matter. I am pleased to report that we have made progress in our efforts to find a way to Iceheart sent him. Fair enough. As you may recall, Iceheart used the Aetherite in the depths of Snowcloak to teleport a short distance to the west, most likely to a sanctuary of some description. If that we suspect means to summon Shiva using the crystal she stole from House Fortem's caravan. The heretics believe that they are bringing about the second coming of their patron saint. But if we, as we suspect, they mean to hold a summoning ritual of the kind I employed by beast tribes, it seems likely that the result will be something more akin to a primal. Suffice to say, they must be stopped, and to stop them we shall, but first we must surmount the obstacle that Iceheart has placed in our path. Ordinarily, it would be simple matter to tap into the established Ethernet and thereby follow our query. However, despite our best efforts, we have been unable to ascertain the position. Our prevalent theory is that she destroyed the Aetherite upon arrival, a reckless, desperate measure, but also an effective one. After discussing the matter at length with Yuranji, we have concluded that we lack the expertise to develop a solution, which is why we have called upon the aid of one who possesses such expertise. A colleague of ours who is currently en route to Ruvenstall from Charleon. She should be arriving within the hour, in fact. Since you're here, we could welcome her together. I'm certain she would appreciate the gesture. Let us make our way to the northern gates and await her coming. Okay, I just gotta wait. Oh, that must be her. Is that her? Is that the person we were waiting for? Another LFL? Oh, that must be her. No? Who is it then? Who are we waiting for? Her? Oh, it must be her.
Minfilia, am I right?
None other. I bid you welcome to Revenant's Toll, and thank you for traveling so far on such short notice.
As if I could ever say no to Urianger.
Moonbreeder is an accomplished Garlean scholar and an authority on Aetherite technologies. She has played an invaluable role in our search for a means to capture Ascian souls.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Let us return to Rising Stone once we have much to discuss. Alright. Oh, so we're gonna go back to Rising Stone, sorry. Let's go back to the Rising Stone.
It's been ages!
Oh, longer, sister.
Oh, it's her sister?
A joyous reunion indeed.
Well, of course it is. Moon and I are like twin sisters.
You don't seem like twins at all. I don't see the resemblance. Sorry.
Save in appearance and aptitude.
Everyone, if I could have your attention. We have with us an esteemed guest who has come from Garlean to assist us. I bid Moonbreeder join us here that she might share with us her extensive knowledge of Aetherites. Also, as many of you are already aware, she has been overseeing our research into white auracite, a sample of which she has been good enough to bring with her.
Well, I had to come, didn't I? You'd have to be bloody daft to turn your nose up at a chance like this. Where better to conduct my final tests than a land so steeped in ether you can taste it?
'Tis plain the passage of the years hath done little to dampen thy youthful spirits. And nothing at all to reform thy youthful manner.
Urianger, where in the hells have you been hiding?
Unhand me.
I come all this way, and that's what you have to say to me? I much preferred when you were pleading with me to drop everything and hurry to your side. What was it you said? None save thee can satisfy this need.
Go on.
Thine artless attempts to misrepresent mine all too innocent motives do thee little credit. Mine intent, as well thou knowest, was but to impress upon thee the gravity of the circumstance. Lest thou doubt, a deiform entity shall shortly be summoned, save if thou and no other grantest my compeers thine aid.
You still haven't found it, then? Your missing Aetherite?
We have not. No. We know that Iceheart teleported to an Aetherite not far from the first. Yet even after careful analysis, we could not locate the second beacon. We now suspect that the heretics destroyed the second Aetherite to impede our pursuit. Our allies continue to scour Snowcloak for Iceheart's sanctuary, but we have no guarantee that they will find it. Yet it must be found, for even now Iceheart prepares to call upon Saint Shiva.
I'm sorry, but if the Aetherite's been destroyed, then that's that. Although, you're absolutely sure she used the first Aetherite, are you? She didn't just use teleportation magics?
One of our own bore witness to her escape. I can say with absolute certainty that Iceheart used the Aetherite.
In that case, there might be a way, so long as the ethereal current is still flowing.
Truly? How?
We use the current to recreate the beacon. As you know, Aetherites are a bit like lighthouses. We use them to reconstitute our physical forms when crossing the ethereal sea. Without them, we'd lose all sense of direction and our essence would dissipate. However, we don't rely solely on these beacons. There are currents of ether which flow between them, currents which help guide us to our destination. Now, these currents will gradually dwindle away to nothing if an Aetherite is destroyed. But if even a sluggish flow remains, we could theoretically use it to direct a surge of concentrated ether towards the void left by the beacon, and thereby fill it up again.
Like opening the floodgates to fill a dry riverbed. Though, correct me if I'm wrong, but would we not need a veritable reservoir of ether?
In concert, we might manage to channel a sufficient volume, yet that is not my chief concern. To direct the flow of so great a volume of ether with the requisite precision would be a nigh impossible task in itself.
I barely succeeded in facilitating travel to an unattuned beacon. That which you describe sounds considerably more difficult.
And dangerous. Every person who has attempted to teleport in this fashion has died in the process. They, however, did not have white aura sight at their disposal. I can use it to channel all the ether you can give me into the Aetherite. However, white aura sight cannot retain ether for an extended period of time, so we would need to infuse it immediately beforehand. Just so you know, I'd confidently give this plan better than even odds of success. And if the worst comes to worst, your people won't suffer.
Though it risked the lives of our best and brightest, we have not the time to seek other options. If the ethereal current still flows, we shall carry out Moonbreeder's plan.
That's the spirit. Let's roll the dice.
Alright, now where do I have to go? Gotta go catch that Shiva. Philia, what's up? Plan has been advised, and Philip would have it carried out without further delay. Having already informed Malfino on our plan to recreate the beacon in the manner of Murmur described, he agreed that despite the inherent danger, it represents our only hope of success. He also said that he wished to meet with you at Snowcloak before proceeding. I want you to know that I appreciate everything you have done on our behalf, that I have faith you will return to us as you always have. Yeah, don't worry, I'm a professional. I'm a professional, don't worry, Minfilia. Record gas. Right over here. Okay. Good to see you guys. I was starting to wonder if you were having a second thought. Captain Albert sends his regard, by the way. He attends to the creation of Ulda as we speak. But I shall not distract you from the matter at hand. We can discuss the Ivy upon your return. I trust that, by which I mean to say, the others are waiting for us at the Aether. The others are waiting for us at the Aether. After you, Scion. There, it's ready. It worked, I think. Try tuning the Aether right now. Feel for the current and try to locate the beacon. We have done all we can. For now, let us withdraw. When your final preparation is complete, you must seek out the beacon we have created. If by the grace of the 12 you arrive safely, you must stop Iceheart before the summons Shiva. Can I ignore the possibility of our actions have altered Iceheart to our plans? Should that the case be, she has hastened the completion of summoning ritual, and should she succeed, you will have little choice but to face Shiva in battle. Little of the saint, I cannot say if your own strength will suffice, and so I would encourage you to call upon your allies. Some may have reservations about waging their lives on the success of Morbrand's experiments, but others will surely agree that desperate times call for desperate measures. Before you assemble a party, pray speak with that knight. I believe he has a message for you from Sir Emmerich. Madame, Sir Emmerich regrets that he could not be here in person and asks that I read to you this letter. Ishgal faces an unprecedented threat, yet in our hour of need it is not her knights who stand poised to defend her. Parios John, the warrior of light, savior of Eorzea, your deeds to this day shall not be forgotten. Whether others would flee, you choose to remain. Where others would falter, you rise to the challenge. Where others would use their gifts for selfish ends, you wield yours in service to a greater cause. May alone bless you with good fortune and see you safely home. Afa Amphitheater Heart. Okay. Use Deity Finder to confront Shiva. Oops. Yeah. Wait, oh, okay. I'd have to go. Okay, that's the same entrance, I guess. Hard, yeah. Okay. Clear. Off 5 Amphitheater. Alright, let's go. Oh, there's Iceheart. Hello, Iceheart. That's a pretty nice arena you have there.
You should never have come here, Warrior of Light. I labor only to forge a lasting peace. A peace you would deny us out of ignorance and blind faith. No matter. If it is our fate to be at odds, then it is mine to strike you down. We whom gods and men have forsaken shall be the instruments of our own deliverance. Partake of my flesh. Fill this vessel with your light. Walk amongst your brothers and sisters once more. Oh, Saint Shiva, still the hatred within our hearts and bless us with eternal grace.
Oh, she transformed. Oh, that's pretty cool. And that's a one heck of a transformation. Ice soldiers. Oh shit. Oh no, they're attacking me. Oh, don't touch me, you ice soldiers. Okay, what is this? Okay, what is happening here? She's spinning around, they're doing a dance. And she just froze. The second phase? dead. Almost got it. Almost got it. 5%. Yeah, good. Totally got it. Shit. What's that? What? Okay, dead, right? Can't give it to you. Oh, never mind. Yeah. Is it? Leave duty. Let's go. Oh, that was a pretty cool boss fight. Must be pretty fun on the harder difficulties. Oh, Iceheart is still alive?
Fool. Blind, bloody fool. You, of all people, should understand the suffering war begets. That no sacrifice is too great if it brings an end to the violence.
So your train of thought, Iceheart, is, oh, okay. To stop a war, we should just nuke the entire world, right? That's your train of thought, right? Just blow up the entire world. Just blow up the entire world. The war's gonna stop if we blow up the entire world, right?
Mine is the righteous cause. You fight in a war you do not understand. A pawn of liars and schemers. And they are no less ignorant than you. Following the creed of their fathers without question, never thinking to ask why. Trapped in a delusion of their own creation, and blind to the truth. Warrior of light, redemption is not beyond us. We who walk before may lead those who walk after. Seek the keeper of the lake. See with eyes unclouded. Do not squander Mother's gift.
Are you talking about Hydaelyn? Or someone else?
Hear, feel, think.
Interesting. Interesting. Oh, there's that dude. He was always obviously behind this.
And so the vessel withdraws, a predictable outcome. Nevertheless, La Habrea will be pleased. How unfortunate.
Obviously he was behind it. Of course the Ashians are behind it. So far the Ashians are behind everything. Oh, Brita, how you doing? 12, you're alive. I mean, of course you're alive. Why wouldn't you be? I started what? You're certain about that? Are you? Gervanians are a skill of glamours after all. Look, if you say that's what you saw, I believe you. It's just that I've never heard of a primal being summoned like that before. Are you sure you're not injured? Head trauma has been known to cause hallucinations, you see. No, fair enough. I was only asking. Complete. Everyone remains unconvinced that you have not sustained a head injury. If you ask me, there's not to be Jane from mulling over implication of your story in the freezing cold. Let's save it for the Rising Stones, eh? I'll get everyone to meet us there. But before that, you had best pay a visit to Whitebrim Front and speak with Alphino. He's probably worried sick about you. That, or he's busy playing politics with the Ishgardians. Either way, I'm sure he'll be delighted to see you. See you again soon. Off now. There she is. None of the worse for wear. Was there ever any doubt that the Warrior of Light would succeed? I think I speak for all of us when I say I should like nothing more than to hear the starring tale of victory. If you'd be so kind. Then we were too late to prevent the summoning then. But not too late to prevent further loss of life, an outcome worthy of celebration. And one for which we have Pat to thank. Yes, you have me to thank. Yes, you're right, of course. Sir Emmerich, you should be content with what we have accomplished. I, for one, could not have wished for a better outcome. Shiva is no longer a threat, and the heretics have been routed. Aye, there's a matter of Iceheart's escape, but she cannot run forever. Whether it takes days, weeks, months, or even years, my knights will find her. In the meantime, Lord Drillmont is the caravan ridden. Supplies that you men recovered have been prepared for transport in accordance with your wishes. Rest assured that my knights will see them safely to Revenant's Toll. Oof, I have no doubt. I take these are the self-same supplies the heretics stole from the House 4x caravan? Less the crystals which comprise the bulk of the shipment, yes, scarcely a fraction of that which was promised, but a meaningful contribution to your cause all the same. Oh, and on a related note, might I trouble you to accompany me to Camp Dragonhead at your earliest convenience? If it's not for my benefit, a certain lord was most distressed when he learned of your intent to risk life and limb to stop Iceheart. It took half a dozen knights to restrain him, I am told. Hearthfront? Men give vent to their anxieties in myriad ways. We do not think less of them. Hello, Archerfont. What were you thinking, wagering your very being on a dubious theory, which might allow you to enter Iceheart's lair, knowing full well that she could have sufficient forewarning to complete her ritual to summon Shiva anyway? And then, engaging the abomination in mortal combat. By the Fury, this is the stuff of battle, it's a battle for the ages. Without I had been there to fight by your side. Yet here I was forced to wait, condemned to wander the fate of a dear friend for a veritable eternity. I would not wish such torture on my most hated enemy. But you are here now, and that is what truly matters. Let us move on. Sir Emmerich wished to have words with you, and Master Alfred in private. He awaits us in the intercessory. Greetings, I shall show you in at once.
On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, allow me to express my deepest thanks. Never before have we been required to contend with a primal. Indeed, there were fears in some quarters that our knights might not be equal to the task. From what we have now learned of these beings, I can say with certainty that we would have lost a great many men had the Scions not intervened.
Then the argument for preemptive action should be self-evident. Perchance now you will reconsider my proposal that Ishgard move against Nautalon.
Ere we first met, a similar proposal was tabled, but the Holy See decreed that we were to observe, and that military action should be taken only in self-defense. All things considered, it was not an unreasonable decision. Since the calamity, 2 vigils have fallen to the Horde, while Garuda has never shown any inclination to storm the gates of judgment. Which is why this unprecedented crisis and its resolution may prompt a change in policy. You who have faced these primals know well the threat they pose. Ishgard did not. Not until now. And there is naught like a brush with death to change a man's outlook.
At the very least, this should silence any lingering objections to our arrangement with Revenant's Toll. The Holy See may even feel moved to grant us its formal endorsement.
So far as it is possible, the Scions shall be compensated for their service.
We should be grateful for any aid you can provide.
As a gesture of good faith, I shall withdraw my previous request. Your people are doubtless needed elsewhere.
That will not be necessary. We, too, have a vested interest in watching Dravania's movements.
I see. Once more, I must thank you.
Sir Emmerich, if I may, do you truly believe that Midgard-Zoma could return?
The heavens are a window unto truth, but those who interpret their movements are not infallible. I requested your involvement as a precautionary measure.
But of course, you sought an excuse to compensate us from the first, mindful of what would happen if Revenant's Toll were taken by your enemies. Ishgard is not wont to aid its neighbors, but that does not preclude it from manipulating them to serve its own interests.
Choose your next words carefully.
Do you know what sort of man becomes Lord Commander of the Temple Knights? One who comes from good stock. I did not. Yet here I am now. Why do you suppose that is? Because I swiftly learned to tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs. You are correct, Master Leveilleur. Ishgard desires to see Revenant's Toll flourish, as it would present a troublesome obstacle to our enemies from the south.
We are so glad to be of use to you.
As we are to you. Ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement, lest we forget, one born of necessity. The dragons grow more restless by the day, and the heretics harry us nigh without cease. We have contended with such troubles for centuries, but there are limits to even our endurance. Yet as a pauper is loath to part with his meager possessions, the leaders of Ishgard are not wont to render up their trust to outsiders. But with perseverance on our part, they may yet be made to see the light. Nevertheless, one must take care when walking the road less traveled.
Wise words, Sir Emmerich. I shall make a point to remember them. I must apologize for my earlier outburst. I hope it will not sour our good relations.
Not at all. You but spoke from the heart. I trust you understand that at times my duties may prevent me from meeting with you. On such occasions, my second-in-command will speak for me.
Lucia, at your service. Pray excuse our reticence. We are but wary of speaking too freely, lest our sentiments be made known to our enemies. Know that the Lord Commander and I are of one mind. For the sake of Ishgard, and of Eorzea at large, I pray our peoples can put aside their differences. Those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future.
Should aught befall one of our shipments, pray inform Lucia immediately. You may also relay to her any words you might have for me alone. Not being of Ishgardian birth, she owes no allegiance to any noble house, making her as near to incorruptible as one can find in my homeland. Suffice it to say, I trust her completely, and so may you. Which reminds me, Lord Orchefon, if you would be so kind?
Certainly.
In times such as these, trust is ever in short supply. Mayhap this will go some way to rectify the problem. The results of our investigation into the heretics' recent attacks, as well as our interrogation of the merchant you detained.
Sir Emmerich, I cannot thank you enough.
Think nothing of it. Ishgard may be many things, but it is no friend to Garlemald.
Did I not tell you to have faith, my friend?
We'll continue this next time on Final Fantasy XIV.